Welcome back, everybody. All right. So one of the things you can do within 3D modeling is you can actually be pretty creative, and depending on what kind of project you have, you can actually depending on what kind of project you have, you can make it either as science fiction as you want or not. But in this case, let's just go ahead and let's make a kind of quote unquote science fiction type lamp. And we'll go ahead and delete that here. Now this one's actually going to be pretty simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a cylinder, but we're going to ramp up the vertices to double. We're going to make it 64, just to make it just a bit smoother here. Now again, you can create this pretty easily within a console setting. However, if you're not in a console setting, then you might want to reduce the vertices down. Let's just scale it down because lamps are pretty small here, and we'll scale this along the z-axis. We're going to actually make this bigger, and what this is designed to do is this lamp is just going to sit on the desk here, and it's just going to be a cylinder type lamp. All right, we'll go ahead and just move this up here, and we can probably scale it down maybe a little bit more and scale it on the z-axis here. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and yeah, so it'll be something like this here. Let's tab into edit mode. Now let's go and let's make this a little bit more interesting. So let's hop over to the bottom here, select face select, and what we'll do is we'll push, maybe zoom it in a bit, eat extrude, and we will scale this out just a bit. Not too much though, just a bit. And then eat extrude down, which actually looks kind of cool. We're going to push eat extrude, scale this in a bit, scale it down, extrude it out again, eat extrude, right click, and then we'll make this a little bit bigger and then do that here. Now, again, this is a lot of vertices, and I'm just going to try and zoom in to the part that I'm talking about. This part right here that you see in front of you, it does take a lot of extra vertices, but it is really cool when you look at it. And you can arguably do this even one more time. We can do eat extrude, scale it, and then down again. Okay, and that actually looks pretty cool. And if you really wanted to, we could actually even scale it out like that and even move it down a bit. But I don't like that as much. If we can actually even extrude just a bit more, I think that's very good. Okay, just pushing Command or Control Z, depending on what you're on. Okay, let's take a look at the top here. We're going to do something very, very similar. And you're probably thinking, this doesn't look like a lamp at all. Well, there are lamps today that do look like this. They're kind of a cylinder, and they have a light bulb inside. But the reason why I said it was science fiction is, for example, let's say there could be some kind of substance that would actually make this, that would actually kind of make this glow. So let's go ahead and let's look at the top here. Let's go eat extrude, right click, and we're going to scale that out just a bit. Not too much, just a bit. And we can simply move this up here. Now, really, we could just end up stopping like this here. But for the most part, here, we can do maybe even one more here. So I'm going to eat extrude, and actually I'm going to scale this in a bit. Yeah, just a bit, and I'm just going to extrude. There we go. Now this does look like a column here. Now, since I'm always worried about practicality with these tutorials, how are we going to do this within let's say a game here? Well, if you go ahead and you make, let's say, you make this one material, when you export it to the game engine, it's going to be when you export it to the game engine, it's all going to be one material. So if you wanted, for example, this middle part to be transparent and these top and bottom parts to be not transparent, you'd have to make them two different objects. It would be a little bit better if you did that. Now, at the same time, a lot of times, at least in game development, and a lot of times with computers, what you're doing is an approximation and is not something exact. So in the real world, you'd have to put the light in there, and you'd have to make this, translucent or transparent in order for it to work. However, you can literally just, and there actually is a lamp here, and I'll just show you. I'm just going to tab out in object mode here. Imagine this lamp here just being right next to this right here, kind of in here. And what that will do, actually this is extremely far away. let me just put that in here. So really what it would be within the game engine is honestly the lamp would be around here and it would just create a light here, and you would just say don't cast shadows on this, and to the computer it would be transparent. So usually if you're making a light inside a computer, that's honestly what you do. So when it's very hard to kind of figure out when you need to be more realistic and less realistic, but experience makes that a lot easier. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.